Trump attempted to play doctor in one of his COVID press conferences, and he hit a little roadblock here, a little speed bump. Take a look.
Brilliant enemy. They develop drugs like the antibiotics. You see it. Antibiotics used to solve every problem. Now one of the biggest problems the world has is the germ has gotten so brilliant that the antibiotic can't keep up with it. And they're constantly trying to come up with a new. People go to a hospital and they go for a heart operation. That's no problem, but they end up dying from problems. You know the problems I'm talking about. There's a whole genius to it. We're fighting, not only is it hidden, but it's very smart, okay? It's invisible. And it's hidden, but it's very smart. And you see that in a case like a Denver.
He's so funny without even trying, but like that's pretty terrifying that he didn't know some basic things there. So the thing he's referring to that you can get in a hospital is staph infection, of course. But yeah, he doesn't know the difference between a bacterial infection and a virus. That's crystal clear. Like, yeah, antibiotics used to kill all types of bacterial infections. They never killed viruses. They never did that. But yeah, they're good to treat bacterial infections. But, you know, that's one of the problems with viruses, period, is that we don't have the equivalent of an antibiotic for viruses. We were kind of lucky and discovered that, like penicillin, that antibiotics kill bacterial infections, but we've never had that for viruses. I mean, we do have some antiviral medicines, but it really does just appear more to like mitigate symptoms than just flat out kill it. Now maybe there are a handful of viruses that's not the case with, but overall, yes, there's no equivalent of an antibiotic for viruses. We have vaccines, but vaccines obviously you need to take beforehand, and not every virus has a vaccine. So we're still stuck in a very like primitive time when it comes to viruses, and that's why they just tell you like, okay, you know, drink a lot of fluids and, you know, relax as much as possible, and like we don't have much to tell people, but he's talking about it like it's clear he doesn't know the difference between a virus and a bacterial infection. And when he goes off trying to like talk about the enemy is just so brilliant enemy. You used to be able to take an antibiotic and you could just kill anything. Well, no, because you wouldn't have killed this virus or any virus with an antibiotic. And, you know, people, they go to the hospital. He gets lost in his words. It's hilarious. They go to the hospital and they get like a heart thing. They get like a heart surgery. And then what happens is they're fine from the heart surgery, but then you have problems and the problems can kill them. That's Trump's talk for you got an infection and it was a staph infection, and the staph infection could kill you even though the heart surgery was successful. You got to decode it like with a child. Like it reminds me of my sister when my nephew used to talk to my sister when he was really little. And he would be like, and she'd be like, oh, he said he's hungry. And I'm like, how did you hear that? It's a similar thing with Trump. You got to be able to tap into the Trumpisms and decode it. And my decoding for everybody is pretty simple here. He has no idea that a bacterial infection and a virus are different things. He thought like a antibiotic could also kill a virus. And he's like, now they've evolved and they've gotten so brilliant that, you know, you can't get him with the antibiotics anymore. And of course, he doesn't know how to say staph infection. So he just says, problems. I like how every now and then he starts putting like before things like, a Denver, problems. What are you doing, man? He just loves the camera. But anyway, that's pretty sad that we have a pandemic going on in the country right now, the virus ripping through everything. And the president doesn't know that there's a difference between a bacterial infection and a virus. Really cool.